Why this story matters. This article highlights a practical example of progress driven by people, ideas, and persistence. Quick summary. This story highlights recent developments related to civic engagement, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. In the town of Jaisalmer in the western Indian state of Rajasthan, Patwon Ki Haveli shimmers in the haze of the Thar Desert, not far from its famed golden fort, with intricately carved balconies, courtyards, where shadows dance as light filters through lattice windows, and rooms that echo with history. This traditional sandstone house, or Haveli, was built by a wealthy local trader in 1805. Growing up not far from this Haveli, I was in awe of it, and it was one of the reasons I decided to become an architect, 29-year-old Ria Bissis says. But over the years, Bissa felt it had lost its relevance to the people living around it. To address this, she organised a series of community events as part of World Heritage Day last April: walks, art contests, and an exhibition in one of the Haveli's exquisite courtyards. I felt the old building come to life when it was used and enjoyed by the community, she says. It was wonderful.
Would you like to read more good news about civic engagement, India history, architecture, and tourism?
A passerby walks through the gates of the fort of St. Jerome in Daman in western India. Photo courtesy of Amit Pasricha. India lost and found. This wasn't the first time Bissa had dedicated time to helping honour India's historic buildings. For the last few years, she has volunteered with India Lost and Found ILF, a crowdsourced photo project that celebrates India's heritage. Looking beyond the country's famous monuments like the Taj Mahal and the Red Fort, the initiative documents the country's vast reserve of lesser-known but still charismatic old monuments. It is important, its founder Amit Pasricha says, not only to create a digital archive that will inform and drive conservation, but also because the crowdsourcing of this information is creating a new generation of people passionate about history. Pasricha is a professional photographer best known for his panoramic shots of Indian monuments. The idea of ILF came to him while he was working on his book India at Home. Travelling through India's backroads, he found himself drawn not just to grand palaces and majestic tombs, but to what lay in their shadows, weathered temples, ancient step wells, crumbling Havelis, and more. The Archaeological Survey of India has more than 2,500 historical monuments on its list, but barely a couple of hundred are visited, Pasricha says. They remain unvisited, undocumented, unseen, and that's a huge part of our heritage that we're missing out on. Initially, Pasricha set out to photograph them himself, but it soon became clear that no single person could possibly capture them all. That's when the idea of crowdsourcing emerged. What if citizens could help build a map of India's forgotten past, and in creating it, make the past a little more relevant to the present? Launched in 2018, ILF began as an archive of photographs that Pasricha had taken to which anyone with a camera phone who came across an interesting old ruin in their neighbourhood could also contribute. The renowned photographer travelled to universities and colleges across the country to gain support for the project and recruit volunteers. He mentored students to express themselves through the camera and provided them a platform to present their work in exhibitions throughout India. Additionally, the project collaborated with colleges to hold heritage walks and photo exhibitions, encouraging young people to explore the architecture around them. But ILF's biggest focus has been on social media. Its Instagram account, which has over 86.9k followers, posts photographs almost every day, sometimes more, and regularly hosts quizzes, exhibitions, and photo competitions. Bissa is designated a bird feeder ILF because she has been tasked with seeding its social media with posts that people from her generation might respond to. For instance, I link monuments to popular films that were shot there as it always garners interest, she says. We're constantly brainstorming about how to make historical buildings relevant to modern youth. The Borough in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, photo courtesy of India Lost and Found. The impact of ILS outreach can be gauged by the fact that every month 30 to 35 new volunteers sign up. At present, the project has about 500 people volunteering in different Indian cities and towns. Old Delhi-based lawyer Sheeta Jain, the legal head of ILS, who began volunteering after she too discovered the project on Instagram, says that volunteerism is crucial to their work and objectives. Volunteers write stories about heritage structures, fact-check stories written by others, and send them to our ILF experts to be vetted, she says, adding that researching every news site needs over 10 days of sifting through archival records, historical research, and more. Their experts include historians like Swapna Little and Rana Safi, and a host of architects, craft and heritage activists, designers, and even a cultural anthropologists. Once checked and edited, the stories and images are then added to ILF's social handles and to the growing archive in the form of a digital map that Pasricha hopes to launch in 2026. Documenting ancient structures is not just about nostalgia or art, which is what drew Pasricha's lens to them in the first place. Globally, visual records have proven crucial in guiding restoration and conservation. In Syria, French startup Iconim has used drones to take thousands of photographs of historically important sites like Palmyra and Aleppo that have been damaged or destroyed by the war to create digital reconstructions. In Nepal, the Digital Archaeology Foundation, which makes digital 3D models to aid future restoration work, has taken digital photos and videos of old structures that were damaged or destroyed by the 2015 earthquakes. The Sarananhal 17th century rest house or inn in Nurmahal